What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy J Job back again with another video. You know what I'm saying? Back again with another reaction video. Back again with another death battle reaction video. Hello. You know what I'm saying? Back again with another death battle. Now this one. I hate both of them. But I understand one of them. Really don't like the other one. This is My Hero versus JJK. Shigaraki versus Manhito. If y'all watch My Hero, if y'all watch Jujutsu Kaisen, you should know who Shigaraki is. And you should know who Manhito is. This is Decay versus Sick in the Head. That's what it is. We're not about to waste no time into this shit. We about to go. Yeah, so we about to go. Oh. We about to go straight into this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we about to go straight into this. We ain't about to waste no time.
Shigaraki versus Manhito.
The symbol of fear versus the human disaster curse.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win
Death battle.
Tenko Shimura was just a sweet, shy boy who loved superheroes.
But sometimes the hand of fate can't abide sweet shy boys.
Ruthlessly beaten and abused by his hero-hating father, Tenko pushed beyond his emotional limits until he activated his inherent superpower, or quirk.
It wasn't something cool like flight or super strength. In his terror, he accidentally killed his whole family. Well, except for dear old dad. That one was intentional.
Tenko wandered the streets alone, silently begging for someone, anyone, to help him. If only a hero was there to save him. But instead, the only open hand he found belonged to the devil.
All for one. The greatest supervillain in history.
He took Tenko under his wing, feeding a hatred of everyone and everything, and grooming him to one day lead his league of villains in destroying hero society.
With that came a new name, Tomura Shigaraki, and an absolutely nightmarish quirk, Decay. It does what it says on the tin. Anything Shiggy touches with all 5 fingers turns to dust. The perfect power for someone who just wants to destroy. Pretty menacing, if not for that dorky-ass costume. I get it, hands are his thing, but come on, they just look so dumb and fake.
Oh, those aren't prosthetics. Those are real hands from his family that he killed, attached to his face, and explicitly commanded to be left there by his mentor so that he would never forget his rage.
Okay.
While his use of decay started off relatively,
Yeah, that's how, if y'all never watched My Hero Academia, that it gets dark. My Hero Academia gets dark. One of the best animes, I'm not gonna lie. And it's still ongoing with the episodes now. Even though I think it's slowed down for a little bit, I'm not sure, don't quote me. But yo, My Hero is so good. It's so good. My Hero Academia is so good. Not gonna lie. It went from good, slow to good. Banger. That's exactly how it is right now. What's going on right now? I forgot what's the fight right now. I think it's Deku. I think it's Bakugo just that, you know what I'm saying? So I think now it's about to be like a 2v2. I think it's about to be All Might and Deku versus Shigaraki and All for One. I feel me? I mean, I said All for One. All Might and yeah.
weak, it rapidly increased in power and range as Shigaraki
Shit better get crazy that episode. Shit better get crazy.
into his own.
Decay isn't even limited to whatever he's touching. Anything that touches something he's decaying also decays.
Spreading like an all-consuming miasma that can wipe out anything from an enormous tower to an entire city.
If decay reaches you, your only hope is to isolate the body part that is disintegrating before it gets to something vital.
After years of training with the greatest supervillain of all time, Shigaraki was finally put in charge of his own team with one mission. He must kill his master's rival, the #1 hero, All Might.
Only to fall flat on his face.
Shigaraki was a terrible leader, quick-tempered, short-sighted, and, well,
Cringe! Oh, he's just so cringe. He uses gamer lingo unironically. He whines like a baby when things don't go his way. He's the kind of guy who would say normie in real life, in front of normies.
but they say defeat is the greatest teacher of all. Only through struggle could Shigaraki manifest his dark conviction.
Right as All Might's new protege, Izuku Midoriya, was coming into his own as well.
These two rivals, the inheritors of their master's blood feud, would push themselves past their own limitations.
Especially when All Might and All For One double KO'd each other, leaving Shigaraki to lead the League of Villains all by himself.
And with the stakes higher than ever before, Shigaraki stepped up. He personally battled the monstrous Gigantomachia for a month and a half straight, and conquered other villain organizations to create the Paranormal Liberation Front. Thousands of new soldiers for his personal army.
All to impress All For One's personal quack, Dr. Ujiko, who spent months upgrading Shigaraki's body to make it more like his sensei's. It might have been constant agony, but Shiggy went from Chud to Chad.
Ujiko's experimentation vastly increased Shigaraki's strength, speed, and durability, enough to match and surpass even All Might's absurd power.
Sharing All Might's power between them, Deku and Bakugo were able to punch an island-sized hole in a cloud that reached 24 miles into the sky. We've calculated that before to be nearly 80 million megatons of TNT, almost as much as the meteor that wiped out the dinosaurs.
And Shigaraki can now move fast enough that his body produces hypersonic shockwaves and can even catch laser beams.
And he's tough enough to survive Star and Str-
They nerfed her, and I'm so upset that they did. She was supposed to be tough. Nah, real shit. She was supposed to be that. Yo, she was supposed to be that one female character that's just tough. She was supposed to be that. Ain't on so crazy. Spoilers. Just real quick, if you don't want to get spoiled, skip through a little bit if you haven't watched My Hero Academia yet. They really nerfed her because she was supposed to be so strong. As soon as she fought Shigaraki, she was whooping his ass. She was giving him belt to ass. And out of nowhere, Decay. But here's the thing about smart about her. She have high IQ though. She did something where she's fighting with Shigaraki internally. She fighting with Shigaraki internally. And she was knocking down all the quirks he was having until he just had his Decay quirk. Because at that time, that's when it was Momo's or whatever this is called. Shigaraki had multiple quirks, right? Since Shigaraki had multiple quirks, he could do multiple shit. And so she was a problem. This bitch came to his brain and would just knock it down all the quirks one by one. Every punch, knocking the quirk down. Every punch, knocking the quirk. This shit got down to one quirk. The Decay. And after that, nerfed her again. Bitch died, and he gained all his shit back. It's tight. But she's tough though. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. She's tough.
Right, intercontinental ballistic cruise
She's
punch.
tough.
Now the new
That's where
name
the
for
whole-
my penis. Move over, gigantic.
Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. How you nerf a character like that? If she's from America, how you nerf somebody like that? That's supposed to be tough. Like, come on,
Antigo
man.
Megastorm. Anyway,
She
it
was
also
a-
made a blast so big it showed up against the curvature of the earth.
Though he might seem invincible, when Shigaraki's body is pushed hard enough, he will evolve into a state of uncontrollable power.
So Decay became, oh shit, more hands.
Shigaraki can spontaneously generate flesh into existence, seemingly oceans of it in an instant, whenever he wants. He can even use it as a type of armor to defend himself in close combat.
But that's nothing compared to Ujiko's greatest gift. Shigaraki wanted to be the new All-for-One, so what better way than the old man's quirk?
All-for-One's quirk, All-for-One, allows its user to steal and store quirks with just a touch.
And All-for-One has hundreds of them stored up, collected over the years.
Each quirk is connected to a memory of its user's essence in the form of a spirit.
See what I mean?
invested.
You see what I
Like a
mean?
piece of
Yo.
their soul. They exist in this kinda psychic world in Shigaraki's body and can even act as a spiritual defense should it be invaded.
And with those vestiges came quirks like super fast healing, air blasts, radio waves, flight, telekinesis, teleportation of others, and the ability to track foes.
He can even combine multiple quirks together, like in this big-ass electric Kamehameha.
However, any vestige stolen or destroyed will also remove that quirk from Shigaraki's repertoire. They're also sentient, and some can even fight for control.
Which is when the second shoe finally dropped. Because Shigaraki also got All-for-One's vestige, that means All-for-One was now in possession of a shiny new body that he'd spent the last 15 years molding for him to take over.
Shigaraki's entire existence was planned from the beginning. Why? Because All Might's previous mentor was Nana Shimura, Tanko's grandmother.
Oh, that to mess with All Might. That is some next level hate.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say spoiler alert. Yeah, spoiler alert. If you never watched My Hero Academia, like I said for the previous when I was talking about Shigaraka's quirked powers, how he got multiple quirks. Yeah, you're gonna get spoiled right now, buddy. You're gonna get spoiled right now. So if you never watched My Hero Academia, get out now. Get out now or skip through a little. Well, Dave, you can't skip through it. It's a stream. Damn, I forgot. Well, for the YouTube, if you just skip through it a little bit, and then yeah, don't get spoiled.
Right there.
He manipulated
But
Shigaraki.
everybody for the chat, if you didn't watch My Hero Academia, yeah, you're gonna get spoiled, buddy. Sorry, you're about to get spoiled, buddy. You're about to get spoiled.
Entire life, all for one purpose: to create a soul so corrupted it would grind away at All Might's perfect world, allowing All for One to take full control.
But All-for-One's possession wasn't complete, and Shiggy managed to fight his way back to the top, literally decaying his way through vestiges in the process, all to fight his rival Deku one last time.
Despite Izuku's best efforts to save him, Shigaraki was too far gone. His spirit decayed by years of venomous hatred.
And the new symbol of hope defeated the new symbol of fear, burying All-for-One's grudge for good.
All that Shigaraki asked was to be remembered as the heartless destroyer he was raised to be, and not the broken, angry, crying little boy he really was deep inside.
For just that one moment, though, Shiggy got in Deku the only thing he'd been denied his whole life, the one thing his lifelong nihilistic tantrum was really all about. He got a hero who tried to save him. This battle is sponsored by Robin Hood.
Nope.
That's
Nope.
as of
You're not
November
doing
18th,
this.
2000, Gold LLC.
Nope.
Able and wetted his fields with his blood, man's greatest fear has been his fellow man.
But what if this fear took on a life of its own?
What if all that negative emotion humans felt for one another spilled from their bodies and congealed, forming, over time, a living being fueled by malice, which believes in nothing but the law of the jungle?
Well, then you'd have the special grade curse with the patch face, Manhito. Oh, I've had people tell me I've become a human disaster curse when I've had too many mojitos.
Manhito is one of the deadliest beings to ever afflict mankind. He's mere mortal though, but a cursed spirit. Innumerable spirits exist, weaker or stronger depending on the amount of anxieties, jealousies, hatreds, and fears humans feel about them.
Like the fear of locusts, kinda weak. Or the fear of smallpox, getting stronger. Or the fear of fire. Oh, goodbye, Tokyo.
So it follows that mankind's fear of itself would be extremely powerful. Those negative emotions manifest as Manhito, a being composed of cursed energy.
It's basically like evil ki. Cursed energy can be used to make spirits way stronger, faster, and tougher than any normal human. And it's invisible, making curses like Manhito impossible for the untrained eye to see. Only a life or death situation can galvanize a normal person to see a cursed spirit.
That also makes cursed spirits virtually immune to physical damage. They may be physically present in space, but can only be harmed by attacks that embody spirit matter like cursed energy.
Which makes curses insanely hard to get rid of, like ghosts, cockroaches, or my ex. That's why you need a jujutsu sorcerer to come in and kaizen the shit out of them. They call it exorcism, but I like the way I said it better.
Curses
Wait, huh?
The shit out of them. They call it exorcism,
battle
but
sorcerers.
I like the way I said it better.
Curses and sorcerers have battled each other for millennia, waging an endless war over the fate of humanity. Almost exclusively in Japan, though, for some reason.
But Manhito was special. You see, most curses are basically dumb animals, but Manhito has so much cursed energy that it gave him sentience.
So he was recruited by Kenjaku alongside other special grade disaster curses to wreak havoc upon the world. In fact, they made Manhito their leader.
And even more frightening than intelligence and bloodlust, Manhito possessed philosophy.
Perhaps informed by the tragic meaninglessness of interhuman conflict, Manhito is an existential nihilist, believing in nothing but his own will to power. It's a dog-eat-dog world, and Manhito is the wolf.
Which also makes him kind of a goofball. If nothing matters, why not have fun with the slaughter? Really get your steps in. He loves to dig around and toy with your emotions like a cartoon character before slitting your throat.
An appropriate analogy considering his curse technique, idol transfiguration.
Using his cursed energy, Manhito can control anyone's soul with just a touch, including his own. In fact, he's so good at manipulating his own soul that you can't even kill the bastard without directly targeting it.
This bitch ass nigga reminds me of. This bitch ass nigga reminds me of Orochimaru. If y'all watch Naruto, y'all know who Orochimaru is. That's what this bitch ass nigga reminds me of. Orochimaru. It's a slithery, sneaky bitch. That nigga just a villain through and through. Hate him.
The soul
I
and
hate
the body
Manhito.
share an
I hate
immutable
Manhito. I
connection.
hate him.
Whatever happens to the former affects the latter.
This lets Manhito squash, stretch, and shape-shift his body into literally anything he wants. Like Play-Doh, he can turn his limbs into blades or clubs, grow wings like a bird or fins like a fish, reform his body around injuries, or even create clones.
Curse users are naturally unharmed by their own ability. Should he touch a human, though, his alterations to their body are instantly fatal.
And since he's attacking your soul, those physical wounds are gonna be impossible to heal.
Even if his alteration isn't directly fatal, the human body won't last more than a few moments in a transfigured state.
All that with one touch! God,
Well, he showed that. That got me tight. She's my favorite. She's one of my favorite female characters from JJK too. She's one of my favorite characters from JJK. Female characters. She got.
that herpes was
You don't
bad.
see
His
how much that
powers
pissed me
mean
off.
Manhito treats humans as effectively disposable dolls that he can gleefully experiment on. The more casualties, the better, especially if he gets to break your spirit first and watch you suffer.
Even more twisted is when he combines two transfigured humans together for soul multiplicity, essentially a giant torrent of body horror flesh that he repels at an opponent. Ugh.
Manhito is unbelievably creative with his application of idol transfiguration, and despite being a newborn curse, consistently keeps experienced sorcerers on the back foot.
It helps that he's a quick study who's picked up a number of different curse techniques, like the Black Flash.
By applying cursed energy within 1 microsecond of an impact with an enemy, space
You're gonna have to hold on, Chase. We got some things to react to. You feel me? We got some things to react to. You have to wait real quick.
itself will distort, exponentially amplifying its force by a factor of 2.5.
Not only does this hurt like a mother, it restores your
what?
curse technique and gets you fully in the zone.
And would require reflexes moving nearly 1,000 times the speed of sound. It's no surprise then that Manhito also unlocked the pinnacle of sorcerer techniques, the Domain Expansion.
Oh shit! More hands! A domain is like a barrier of cursed energy, but if you're caught inside, Manhito can use idol transfiguration instantly without even needing to touch you.
It's called the self-embodiment of perfection, the ultimate expression of Mahito's absolute control over his victim's body and soul. The only time it ever failed was against the student sorcerer and Mahito's archenemy, Yuji Itadori.
Because not only was Yuji a barf-inducing goody little two-shoes who believed in the inalienable rights of all living things, blah, 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 he also had a curse inside of him.
The king of curses, Sukuna.
Which meant Mahito's ability affected both souls in Yuji's body. Sukuna didn't like that. No surprise, and kicked Mahito's ass, forcing Patchface to fight with a handicap whenever facing his pink-haired menace.
Yuji's belief in the value of human life flew directly in the face of the world that Manhito knew to be cruel and meaningless. So he made it his mission to crush Yuji's spirit before killing him, murdering his friends, defiling their corpses, and brutally battering him before going in for the kill.
And he's got the strength to do it. Mahito's one of the most powerful curses in the world, and his growth is exponential.
Fellow disaster curse Jogo was able to summon a massive meteor capable of reducing the city of Shibuya to ash.
That'd take an energy of over 800 kilotons of TNT.
And Manhito can take as good as he can give, especially when, in the throes of struggle against Yuji, he evolved, unlocking a vastly more powerful form, the instant body of distorted killing.
Complete with armored exoskeleton and arm blades, this was a taste of the almighty curse Manhito was growing into, a true blight on all mankind.
It wouldn't last. In a bitter battle of resolve, Yuji won out. In a dog-eat-dog world, there was now a bigger wolf.
So he tucked tail and ran away like a bitch. And what do you know? Life suddenly became a whole lot more meaningful the second it looked like it was about to end.
All that gleeful nihilism, just a bitter hypocrisy in the end.
For him, maybe, but Manhito found a convert in his archenemy. After a battle that wiped out thousands of innocent people, Yuji's youthful spirit was gone. The only thing left that mattered was exorcising this curse.
In a way, that was Manhito's final victory, the destruction of another human being's soul. He may not have been around to see it, but the curse Manhito inflicted on the world would bring it to its knees.
Yo, that's why I don't like fucking
Hey,
Manhito.
do you see that join button? Yeah, that one. That's your ticket to being a death battle champion.
That's why I do not like that bitch ass
For
nigga.
a death battle!
Alright, come on. But y'all got it. I ain't gonna lie, 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 I ain't gonna lie. I got Shigaraki. I got Shigaraki. I got Shigaraki. God damn! Oh my god! Oh my god! Didn't even get a second in. Oh my god!
I'd heard of a powerful villain stalking these parts. My organization is going to tear this putrid world down around us. We could use a freak of your talents.
Little old me. Do I want to be king of the social rejects? How about I bring them your head instead?
Fine by me. Let's call this your audition. Sickum.
Animation is fire. Animation is fire. Ooh.
Game over. Did you actually just see that? God, how
Nah.
lame! Audition over.
Did I get the part?
animation is crazy.
Did I get the part?
They did the impact bridge. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, Black Fist. Damn, Black Fist.
What a rush!
Ooh, okay.
That all you got? Domain expansion.
Oh shit. Oh damn. Yo, this anime now, hold on, let's take a minute to admire this animation though. This is fire. This animation is fire. Hold on, this animation is fake tough. We kinda did the big one. They did the big one with this one. I ain't gonna lie. We did the big one.
I can read your soul. You're just a scared little boy whose daddy is mean and wants to make it everyone else's problem. Grow up.
Hands off my masterpiece. I felt your soul too. You only hate humanity because you were born that way. Totally random. I hate them for a reason. You grow up.
KO! What did I say, Wiz? Like a bitch.
With their complex power sets, this match was a puzzle to figure out, which is why we're breaking it down to 3 categories: physical stats, survivability, and their powers.
But first, let's address one thing. Could Shigaraki even see Manhito? He's an
Yes.
invisible curse after all.
Cursed
Yeah, he's a vessel, Mexican.
energy and quirks are notably different, and Shigaraki wouldn't be able to see curses normally. However, even regular humans can spontaneously develop the ability to see curses in life and death scenarios. And with the Surge quirk, Shigaraki would have had no problem tracking it.
So seeing Manhito wouldn't have been an issue. With that out of the way, we can jump into their stats.
This was no contest. Despite the disaster curses being able to destroy entire cities with their cursed energy, Shigaraki's scaling to Deku and Bakugo meant he was calculably millions of times stronger.
He was faster too, considering he could react to light beams, while Mahito's black flash
catch
came
them
down at
shit.
nearly 1,000 times the speed of sound. Nothing to scoff at, but Shiggy was thousands of times faster. Shigaraki takes stats.
But survivability was a little trickier to figure out.
Yep, in terms of raw durability, Shigaraki was a lot tougher, and his ability to generate new flesh meant that he could heal any wounds he might receive super easy.
However, Mahito is a curse and is immune to the kind of overwhelming physical damage Shigaraki could dish out. Not only that, Mahito's regenerative ability via idle transfiguration meant that he'd come back from anything short of spiritual damage.
Considering Mahito's unique curse body, he should actually get the edge in survivability.
Which presents a crucial question. Could Shigaraki even kill a curse like Mahito in the first place?
Or would Mahito's unkillability give him the time he needed to eventually put Shiggy down with idle transfiguration?
It all comes down to their powers.
Shigaraki had a lot more variety with all of the crazy quirks All For One had collected over all the years, but none that we know of could properly kill a curse. That didn't mean idle transfiguration was a surefire bet either, though.
Of all things, Shigaraki's vestiges served as a spiritual shield from the effects of idle transfiguration. The fact that Mahito could not avoid targeting Sukuna while attacking Yuji meant that he couldn't target specific souls inside a person.
And Shiggy has hundreds of soul-like entities inside of him. Sure, each one down means he loses a quirk, but that's more than enough time to land a single hit with Decay, especially considering how much faster Shiggy is.
And Manhito has no way to defend against Shigaraki's primary quirk. Decay has affected spiritual beings in the past. Again, vestiges. In fact, he was able to damage Deku's vestige and have that damage transferred to the Deku in the real world.
Manhito may be made of spirit energy, but he still has a physical form. In fact, sorcerers that couldn't naturally target the soul were able to fight him on even footing. No reason to think Shiggy wouldn't decay him like everyone else.
Giving Shigaraki the third and final edge. It was a unique duel to the death, but Shigaraki's overwhelming might, unstoppable powers, and deadly decay spelled the end for the disaster curse.
Nothing else to say. You really gotta hand it to Shigaraki.
The winner is Tomura Shigaraki.
Next time on Death Battle.
Stop. Like we ain't know that. Nah, shit, like we ain't know she could call that nigga. If you watch, like I said, if you watch My Hero Academia, you know she could call it that nigga. She could call it that nigga. But that's the end of the video, guys. Hope y'all guys like that video. Hope y'all guys like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff for your boy. You know what I'm saying? We also, you know what I'm saying? While this recorded, this video is going to be posted, I am live right now. So you know what I'm saying? Go follow the Twitch. You know what I'm saying? Go follow the Twitch. We out here, how I try. Yeah.